October 6, 1927 marks the most significant boundary line in cinema history. Before this date, movies were completely silent. After this date, the talkies began their inevitable takeover. The Jazz Singer is often called the first sound film, which is technically false. It's actually a part talkie. Most of this film operates like a traditional silent movie with intertitles. However, when Al Jolson opens his mouth to sing Dirty Hands, Dirty Face, in the subsequent line, wait a minute, you ain't heard nothing yet, the medium of the film landscape changed forever. Technically, we have to credit the Vitaphone sound on disc system. Unlike modern films where sound is printed on the strip, the Jazz Singer relied heavily on large phonograph records that was synchronized with the projector. While prone to losing sync, this technique was very useful if the crew knew what they were doing back there. And when it worked, it was magical. For the first time, a mass audience didn't just see a star, they heard their presence. The presence of Al Jolson, who was arguably the biggest entertainer in the world at this time, was the killer attraction that forced every theater in America to realize they had to upgrade their sound systems to adapt. Moving past the technology, let's look at the story. At its core, The Jazz Singer is a deeply personal narrative about the Jewish-American immigrant experience. We follow Jakey Rabinowitz, a young man torn between his religious heritage, represented by his father, the cantor, and his desire for success as a jazz singer named Jack Robin. This is a classic assimilation story for back then. The conflict between the sacred prayer and the modern secular pop music, also known as the Kol Nidre and the jazz, symbolizes the rift of 1920s America. The film asks, can you be American without losing your soul? It's a theme that remains relevant throughout today's time frame, though the film chooses to visualize this transformation is where we encounter its most difficult legacy. We can't critique The Jazz Singer without addressing the use of the blackface in the film. For modern audiences, the sight of Al Jolson is offensive and jarring, but in 1927, this was the norm of the time. Critics and historians often debate the meaning of blackface in this specific film. Some argue it serves as a mask that allows Jackie to bridge the gap between his Jewish identity and a generic American identity. Others see it as a clear act of racial appropriation. When we watch this movie today, we have to acknowledge it as a historical artifact that reflects the deep-seated prejudices of this era. It is a reminder that even as cinema was leaping forward technically, it was often standing still or moving backward in a social way. In conclusion, The Jazz Singer is a film full of contradictions. It is revolutionary for its time, but it is structurally still old-fashioned. It is a moving story of immigrant identity that utilizes a regressive racial culture. We watch it today not necessarily for its beauty, but to understand the moment the silent era died and the sound era was born.